Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Riven 2024. We have explored the... I'm not sure what to even call that island anymore. It used to have a map of the islands on it. Now it doesn't, so I'm not sure what exactly to call that. But we found another maglev coming out of there going to the work statue on Jungle/Village Island. And that gives us access to Village Island's dome. So stand by while we extend the bridge and charge the fire marble. Here. What can I do from this? This is where the marble charger is, but I need to go further down the ladder to rotate the hub, I guess you can call it. Once again, the flashing lights mean that the bridge is extended. And we should be able to see 4 others of these things all ready to go. There might be one under us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're on makes 5. So we've gotten all these things extended and ready to use. And it could theoretically be a shortcut for inter-island travel, according, like it said in Gen's journal. But honestly, messing with the motion in that thing makes it more of a pain than just fighting the maglevs. And we have music. We do not have music in any of the other ones, so we might be done with marbles. The more I think about it, the delay in opening up the dome is a loading delay. And I really wish that the game would have let you explore around this thing more, but it blocks you to the little tiny bit of that clearing there. And I really wish it would let you walk around the top of this thing. We can see the whole village from here. And that closes the bottom of that thing. And you do need that to be closed to continue, but you don't have to do it necessarily in order. You could have gone the other direction first and run into the thing being closed and found it to be a problem, or open and found that to be a problem, and then come up here and closed it. It's not a... It doesn't have a... you have to go here first. It's just that you might as well get everything done on the one side before you go to the other. Alright, back to the elevator. Interesting tree. And if you noticed a call button right outside here, I don't know if the original game had that, because I don't know if there was if they thought about having a way to, if there's a way to get there from the other island without having the elevator in the right place. I don't remember if that call button was there. Alright, back in here. One more time. Wait for the door to close. Rotate. And get up and leave. Alright, standard cave, got some light fixtures, probably fire marbles, and there is that bath escape submarine thing that we saw rolling away from us on the when we first found the village. And this game won't let you walk on moving platforms, whereas it would definitely, Infer would definitely have let Mark do that, even if it killed him. And we're in the submarine thing now, and there are manacles to attach one or possibly two prisoners, probably just the one. So this is not a happy little submarine. So if we go here, this works differently than in the original game as well. I think I have to pull this lever too. In the original game, this was a navigation puzzle where you had to actually drive the thing from stop to stop. This one, you set your goal and pull a lever and it takes you there automatically. And I'm not sure which I like better. The other way made more sense, with more primitive controls. This one's more automatic, and yeah, I'm not sure whether I prefer the classic or the modern version of this ride. One of the previous playthroughs I did of this game, this got stuck always turning the same corner for several minutes. I think I eventually had to bring up the menu or quit the game to get it back to normal. And top is open. If it will let me climb. Alright, and here we are at this thing. So I want to guess that we came in... Yeah, we were under that thing, so it comes in under here. And we can see the crossing there. So I want to go to the next stop. We'll come back to this. The next stop looks like it's that schoolhouse, which is not that interesting. The next stop is probably the speaking dais in the middle, and the next one is probably that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. Maybe there are only 4. Surely Ged wouldn't add a 5th. So that's the school. That's the speaking platform in the middle. So we want to go there. Notice there's a light around the thing. We'll come back to that shortly. And you see it's this one's lighting up now that we're here, and the water drained. Climb up here, and yep, we are at the speaking platform. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to connect this thing across so we can now access the village. And that looks like a microphone. And that thing in the back is probably a speaker. I love having speakers parked behind my microphones because that totally doesn't cause feedback. Go this direction here, and we find that these floating things that we may have noticed earlier from up top look like they are for, I would say lobster traps or something like that. But I'm not a fisher person. I don't... There's a front door is under their house. The Rivenese have unique architecture. So we go this direction. Go around the corner. We have another fork. This goes up. And we will go up for a few minutes. Useless stop on the trip. We could have just kept going. And this one too. Go this direction. We'll get another ladder. And this goes out to that drawbridge we saw from the top of the with the maybe that's not a kiln, maybe that's a barbecue. Barbecue. And there's the tree and the funeral totem. Okay, so this one, since that tree reminds me of the tree at Abduction with the the water pipe going to it as a puzzle solution. This one's got the pointy things on the top right and on the bottom. Let me redraw that so I can make sense of it later. Because we're going to want these combinations here. If these are numbers, then we're going to put something in sequence. But let's keep exploring. I think we'll be back out there in a moment. Because if there's a ladder going up further that we can use, and we are stuck on the terrain. Go up this pathway here. And we're at this contraption here. Watching Dylan 3000, he mentioned that this looks like a air well, which is a windowed structure to use to extract water from humidity. You get let's see, how does this work? This cup is attached to that hose and pipe that goes out to the tree. So if we flood the tree, it may do something. If you remember Abduction, we had to put water on all 4 trees in order to progress the game. And we see it's thickening slightly. That may be as much as it gets here, so let's go down quickly before it has a chance to dry back out. If I can figure out how to use the ladder. Fish. Here we see some... This is where they make the paint. That invisible ink stuff. Should have looked at that before I was on a time crunch to get to the tree. But we just pop out here. That looks like the side view of a beetle. With the little legs on the bottom and the hard shell on top. It doesn't... At least the game identifies that as a beetle. So we'll say... Call this a beetle. And I want to say that the proximity of this totem to that thing means that we should be able to see a invisible ink symbol near each totem, and the number in the eyepiece will give us the sequence to input them into some sort of thing. Alright, let's go back down to the bottom. There's another drawbridge on the other side. A little carved work altar and some... Not sure those are tables or drums or what the idea is there. I'm going to go around the corner here and drop the other drawbridge. And notice the camera is still watching me. Fish. All right. So now that we know that we need to figure out the numbers of these other totem things, let's take an excursion and get numbers from totem things and see if we can find any invisible ink with the critters around it. But I want to take this submarine thing here for a spin. I'm going to go to the next stop on the list. And again, one of the missing features from this is the ability to skip the animations. We were down here once before. When this thing was first around, and we noticed the heater. And there's a switch there. I wonder if we can override the heat. No, we cannot override the heat. But we notice that that one is still has a hole there. So if we take the submarine back over there, we can probably come over here and get into the hole in the water from there. And turn that switch on and see what that accomplishes for us. Is this the speaking platform again? It is. That's right where I want to be. Yep, that heater is still on for a few moments. So if we head over there rapidly. Go down the ladder, and we can over here and hit the switch, which overrides that thing into the on position and keeps the water from reflooding. There's still a dagger stuck in that door, or possibly two, but can't actually get to it because there's still water in the way. So we'll leave that for right now. I'm debating whether I want to go find other totems and see if there's invisible ink by those, or if we want to go figure out what's over there with that triangle, that conical thing I'm looking at right now, figure out what that's all about. Or if we want, because we have all 5 marbles charged, we could go see what, go talk to Gen. I'm trying to figure out what the next step is. You know what? That steam up there is a heat source. And there seems to be some sort of thing up top that is allowing the heat to escape. And it's right above the door down there that I want to get into. So maybe if I climb up there, I can tamper with that vent and force the steam out through the underwater thing. And that'll let me in there. Yeah, there's definitely some hidden invisible ink going on inside that thing, so we do need to tamper with this thing. And that is lit up there. That wants me to do something. And this looks like a handle for a mechanism of some sort. And I don't know why it's shaped like a work head, except maybe the people are suspicious or superstitious about works. Alright, back downstairs. Their front door has a drawbridge. And that would cut down the number of door-to-door roof salesmen that I get. I can talk to the homeowners association about that. Oh yeah, the steam is now coming out down here. Not going to stand in the steam for very long, so I don't really want to be cooked. And something happened. I'm not sure what. But let's see here. We have... grab by the nail, turn it around. This one is underwater and has the things on the upper left and the bottom. Why can't I draw these things today? Alright. And there was some... Let's see, there's that vent we saw. Looks like it's reopened. Aha. And I'm not sure what you want to call that one. It's got legs. It's, let's call that another type of bug. It's not a beetle, it's another type of bug. And I keep forgetting that we can take a screenshot. Alright, now did we get trapped down here when the thing reopened? And now we don't need to mess with this down here anymore. So far we found 2 of those totems have invisible ink beside them. We've seen others, so let's just retrace our steps and go find those, and maybe those will have some sort of special meaning at some point later on in the game. We'll also have to take apart the numbers and figure out how things work here. There's one up this way. And they have covered this rift in a runic plate, like Gen said he did with the domes and the star fissure and the other pop-up problems. So that is a stable of the island's continuing instability, and the fact that we need to get out of here as soon as possible. Alright, so we haven't been back here since we got the lens thingy. So pressing R on the keyboard brings up the Rebel lens. And here's the one by the minecart. And it has a single node in the top left. And let's see if we can find any invisible ink around here. And you know you're in the right place when the lens lights up. And this is one of those little Yttrim frog things that we saw jumping around in Gen's lab. So this is the frog. Where else have we seen one of these things? I think there's one... Why do the butterflies or moth things always land in the same place to always make that same symbol? I don't know. Perhaps the locals know that species' secrets by now. If we go down here, there's the first one we found next to the water. And align that, and both top positions are filled. I just had that pen 3 seconds ago. Where did it disappear to? So the fountain has the top 2 filled in. And is there invisible ink around here? Underwater. But the water is too turbulent to see anything useful. that is a work. Alright, I seem to remember seeing another one of these things. It's in the blue area, back towards the village. So let's go that direction. And see what we can come up with there. I think this direction is faster. But it has been a few minutes since we were this way last time. This is about a week after the first recording session where I did up through Gen's journal. And there's the blue path past a large knife. There. First time I played it, I found this once, but then I was looking for a gap in this thing here to mark this to the top of the staircase, and I just could not see this staircase again. And we have the blue cave and the natural materials walkway going through here. This guy had its eye ripped off of, but Gen has said that his minion brought it to him. So that's the one in Gen's lab, which has the bottom thing. So let's see if we can find some. It's clearly there. Yeah, looks like if we move that way, we see that this is one of those pelican seal things. And this is the Sunner is the fan name for the thing. I call them pelican seals because that's what they look like. Alright, so there's 6 of them, or 5 of them. And the first time I played, I was like, well, 5 is the magic number of Riven. So there's only 5 of the things. Why does it look like I need another one? But if you recall, we were on Prison Island. And we saw one of the things over there that we didn't have the lens for yet to know which way was up or whatever. So I think this is the most direct way to get to the dome. Let me go the other direction here because that's taking a few minutes. There it is. Okay. I like taking the minecart ride. It's fun. We can also, having learned from Gen's book, and we see those heat sources keeping the water out of the Minecraft tunnel, or minecart tunnel. not my thing. Back here on Boiler Island, we could reactivate the boiler if we cared, but I don't. And if it doesn't seem like it will help anything or hinder Gen, so there's not really any point in doing it. Which of these is this island? Vertical. So the vertical line, I don't know if I noted that before. I'm going to do that while the loading sequence is going on. But this is the Boiler Island. So and I forget which one is Prison Island already. I think... look at my old notes from the last time I played through so I don't waste everybody's time in... Alright, looking at the time elapsed for this episode, I've gone a little bit over my standard time. So when we come back, we will be on the right alignment to go to Prison Island. So tune in next time for more Let's Play Riven, and thanks for watching.